All right, JD11 Network here alongside John Just Bleed Brumley. John, we just finished the face-to-face interview, man. I'm really excited for our solo one, but let's talk about the face-to-face.
Yeah.
Your first ever face-to-face, the first in Epic history. So how was that for you, man?
It was good. That was a good little introduction of how I feel like he's going to come out in the fight. He was kind of laughing and giggling a little bit when we were facing off, and that just shows me where his head's at nerves-wise. I mean, anyone could put on a front, but we're going to find out May 12th. That's all I can say. May 12th, we're going to really see who's in there to fight and who's in there to think they want to get into a scrap.
Okay, so you talked about the nerves. How are you nervous at all?
No.
I mean, you're human.
No, this is,
Still
I
gonna
mean,
have nerves.
there's always nerves. I mean, like I said in our interview, no one's ever ready for a fist fight. No one's ever excited and stoked to go take damage. But at the same time, I've been here a long time. He told me he's been training since he was 15. I've been training since I was 14. So I've been training roughly longer than he's even been in the game. I've been here, done that. Third main event of my career, second with Epic, 10th fight overall. I mean, there's really not much to be nervous about. I'm going to get up, do what I always do, fight day, and just perform. There's nothing that I'm really, I don't know how to explain it. It's gotten to the point now where it's just this very numbing feeling getting into the cage because I don't have to worry about anything. There's no crowd. There's no anyone. It's just me, my opponent, the ref, and that tunnel vision. And it's just pure instinct now. So I'm excited.
Yeah. Last time we did an interview was post-fight after your win in Epic 50.
Mm-hmm.
Verbatim, you said, "All you fucking pussies have been ducking me."
I don't know why you thought I was making that up. I mean, fight after fight was getting canceled. I lost to Justin Stevens, and I was fucking mad. I went out there and basically didn't get to fight. I fought a super good guy, and I was like, I got to get back in there right away. I had 2 different fights get canceled out. I had one fight get ready for, I think it was February for WFC, accepted, signed the fight. All of a sudden, my guy pulls out to fight somebody else, and then he pulls out of that one. That one fell through. I had another one for Epic fall through. I had that when I accepted short notice fall through. I mean, I've been doing nothing short of trying to get into the cage, man. So again, my record isn't pretty. That's fine. I don't care. People know I'm dangerous. I've shown it doesn't matter how my record looks. I can finish you, and I'm going to be a tough fight. I'm not going away. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be in your face trying to take your head off the entire time. So I think the only thing my record does on paper is make it look like I'm just some easy walkthrough. But if you do your homework on me and you see who I fought, where I train, and who's coaching me, I'm a tough night for anybody. So that's fine. I like being the underdog. I like being counted out. I love being the guy that everyone thinks is just going to go in there and get destroyed. And then for me to come out and finish these guys impressively and be violent, it just shows you can think of what you want. I'm going to do me. I'm going to go out there and do what I got to do.
You absolutely have a chip on your shoulder, but the chip on your shoulder stems from just a lot of hardships growing up.
Yeah.
And you were homeless, right, at one point? You lived out of your car?
Yeah. So basically, I got into fighting when I was 14 in high school. Obviously, my parents weren't too keen on that. No mom is super happy when their son tells them, hey, I don't really want to go to college. I want to fight people for money. At the time, I was living with my mother and my now stepfather at the time. And, there was always some not always getting along. I was a very angry kid. Throughout my childhood, I kind of got thrown some curveballs early. I lost my dad when I was 10 years old, and that kind of just put me in this very angry place of just being mad at the world where no matter what, everyone was my enemy. And I was just angry and just I had no emotion to give. So that kind of translated into me not really being like a trouble kid, but I would always kind of get into arguments and start shit with people. I wasn't really the happiest go lucky guy. So I just decided to leave at 17. I was still in my senior year of high school. I told my mom, I was like, you know what, I'm done. I packed a backpack thinking I knew what I was doing. And sure enough, I immediately called my head coach, C.A.M.O at the time. I was like, hey, I have nowhere to go. Can I stay with you for a bit? And then eventually I got my car back. So what I would do is I had a 2004 Trailblazer and I had all my stuff in there. And I would go to school. I wouldn't sleep in the parking lot because I didn't want them to know I was living in my car. So I would go to school and then I would stay at my gym. So I would go park my car in the alleyway behind our gym. Shower there, go to school, come back and train. That's all I did. I had a part-time job making pizzas. That's how I paid for my gym membership. Every job I've had has just been to make sure my bills are paid and I can train. That's always been my priority. I've done everything possible to make sure I'm always training. I've given up social events. I've given up, kind of maybe living a bit nicer than, people my age aren't really having to deal with certain stuff like this. Like when they were 20, 21, they were still living at home. Mom and dad were still helping them out. I was living in my own apartment with roommates, barely making it by, doing terrible dead-end jobs and still training every fucking day. So I've definitely been given a bit of a harder road, but it's going to all pay off because I know it's turning me into the toughest fighter I can be. So I wouldn't change it for the world. I would not go back in time and change anything. Everything that's happened in my life has led me to this moment for me to get this belt right here. So there's nothing I would change.
Mad respect. You've been through a lot, but we all love good success stories. And in our post-fight interview, you also said you will be a UFC champion one day. Right now, you know, as you're saying, you're always just doing stuff just to get by to pay your bills. You definitely don't live a bougie lifestyle, though you do got a Venom kit on. So that's pretty expensive.
Birthday gift I got, yeah.
There you go. Okay, so once in a while you get something nice.
Tiny treats.
But if you become a UFC champion, I mean, that's, you know, that's a luxurious lifestyle, a lot of sponsorships, so you get the pay-per-view points. Let's make a, you know, let's go back, because let's say in 10 years we go back on this interview, or 5 years. Give us a prediction. Right now it is 2023. We're in the end of April. At what time will you be a UFC champion?
I would say by the time I'm 32, 33 years old, I think I see myself getting to the UFC by 27. You know, I want a long career in the UFC, you know, when I do decide to go pro. I'm going to take it smart, take my route correct, and then when I get to the UFC, that's when I know I can really start to pop off and making my face and my name household. Like, everyone's going to know who I am. I feel like I'm exciting. I can put asses in seats and sell fights. I have a fun style. I'm only going for the finish. The one fight I've had in my career that was a decision was a draw that I still feel like I personally won, and it was just a back and forth dogfight, the bloodiest fight I've ever been in. So if it's 1 round or 3, it's excitement and action the entire time. I mean, even in my losses, when I fought John Molina and lost that fight, I mean, I came out, kicked him in the head 10 seconds in, and it was just a dogfight and brawl the entire time. Broke my hand in the second round, kept throwing it on because I was like, well, fuck it. I mean, you have to kill me to get me out of there, or finish me. That's it. I mean, I'm not going anywhere. Either you have to get me out of there, or you're gonna have a problem for 3 rounds.
Let's end on this, my man. You had some words for him in the face-to-face. There was definitely some tension. The final words you have for him now. I know you promised a first-round knockout. Any other details you want to give? Any final words for Alan Alvarez?
You know, Alan's a tough kid. I have a lot of respect to him. He's young, and he's doing it, you know, the hard way. He's taking tough fights like he should. I'm just going to be too much for him. I know he thinks he got tested with Trayvon, who's a good fighter. I'm just a hard test for anybody. I mean, I feel like I know my last fight doesn't show much, but 13 seconds, you know, the whole 9 minutes, I'm going to be a problem. I truly believe that if I can just deter a couple takedowns from him and really break that confidence he has in his grappling, it's just over. I mean, once I connect on your chin, you will go to sleep. I've shown that time and time again now in 2 fights back to back. Going forward, going backwards, I have power in my hands, and I'm ready to put anyone out at any time. So it doesn't matter who you are. If you're in front of me, you're in my way. So.
Yeah. Well, history tends to repeat itself, and every single win you've had, it's been through a finish. John Brumley, really excited for this main event. God bless you, sir. Thank you for the time.
Oh, yeah, man. Thank you.